Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we have now got issue 20 of Eagle Moss's Build the Delorean. Okay, the thing about this, before I even get into this magazine, I'd like to show you some of the parts that we've got for this. Now, the parts aren't coming in the packages like we had last time. They're actually in little plastic things, and because it's only engine parts, they are really, really light. I actually thought, is there anything in the box when it came? And that's all we are dealing with. So, thinking about it, if you're paying $8.99 for the magazine, and you're just getting, like, a little bit of parts, I can see why you're going to get a little bit ticked off, especially because this is over 130 issues, and you are going to get some lovely issues with lots of metal and lots of like detail and things that really, you know, you're paying the price for, and then you're going to get ones which have just got little bits of plastic. So I am aware of that, people. Anyway, let's look at the magazine. Well, let's have a look at the magazine first anyway. There's the pieces there if you wanted to have a quick look at them. Okay, but issue 20 we have got, there's all the parts. We've got some AP screws, so that's what we're going to be using for this little bit here. And we've got, looks like just we've got 3 pages of things that we've got to do. So here, here, and here. Looks a lot of manifoldy work and sort of thing. More about the production diaries there. Dock hanging from the old clock tower there. And what we've got coming in the next issue, which I've already just teased you with what we've got. So not really that much, but let's get cracking on this and see what we've got. I'm just going to get to the page that I need to be at, and hopefully you guys have got your delivery too, and we'll get this beast built. I've put my old engine there. I don't know if I'm going to need that yet, so if I leave that, let's have a look just there for a minute so you can see that in all its glory, and we'll get this pack opened and see what we're going to do. Now, what I tend to do, is trash my workshop, is I will lay all the pieces out. 1, 2, 3, just to make sure that I've got everything that I need. So, open the next one up. We've got some like pipe work here. That's all plastic. And last but not least, we've got the screws, another plastic piece here, and the AP screws. Now, if I'm going to be using AP screws, I may as well just open these up now, rather than use my little pillbox of stuff here that I normally use. But they'll eventually go into the AP pot here. But I'm going to tip these out as well, make things a lot easier. Okay, the first thing, we're going to be assembling the intake manifolds. So we're going to be using these pieces here, and I'm trying to figure out, they go around the way where the recess is going down. So you won't be putting it in that way, you're going to be putting it in that way. Okay, and we're going to be putting these pipework, basically bridging over these items here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to move this engine out of the way here, and I'm going to I want to make sure this is central so you can see what I'm doing. They're going to go pretty much in like other way, Wayne, you silly man. Sort of like that. And there's 3 of these, so we're going to have, make sure it's right, we're going to have 1 there, 1 on that side, and 1 in the middle as well. So you're going to have 3 all lined up, and they're all going to be secured with these AP screws. So let's get cracking on that. I'll put the first one in. I think what I'll do is, if I put them in quite loose to start off with, just so I can get them lined up. So we'll have 1 there, 1 there. Now, putting the screws in is basically steps 1 and 2. But you will see that when you start screwing these. So this is going to be quite a quick one, I'm guessing. But we'll see. We'll get this one in as well. Once again, I always go quiet when I've got a fiddly bit. I'll put the this side one in here as well, so we'll have the 2 there. Once again, you people probably notice that I'm using my multi-camera, because I know it gets a little bit boring looking at a static camera. These are quite fiddly, you know. I think once they're in, it won't be so bad. But I am going to put on my glasses because I can't see what I'm doing. That's better. The reason I don't normally wear my glasses for the introduction is you can see the reflection off of them. My eyesight is really, really good for my right eye. And I'm blind as a bat in my left eye. I'm long-sighted in my left eye. So, to be honest with you, glasses don't really help that much. But they make the blur a bit more of a clearer blur. And because my left eye is so weak, my right eye is actually dominant anyway. So if I was to shut my left eye, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, this is fiddly. I am thinking that it might be better to actually tighten these up quite hard because of how fiddly this is. But right, that's 2. We'll put the middle one in as well. That will probably reinforce it a lot more than it is at the moment. And then we'll tighten all of these up. I think if you were to do these one at a time, I think it might have been a bit harder. But I guess only you guys can tell me that, because I've got this habit of doing things a difficult way. As you can see, I'm about to put this bit in here and it all falls to bits. Right, that's it. I'm tightening these up first. I mean, they've been started, so it does make it a lot easier, I'm guessing. So if we tighten that one up and this one down the bottom here. Now, I am putting a lot of pressure on them when I'm screwing them up, because with this build I've noticed that it's a pain in the neck with rounded heads and stuff. So if you actually go into the screw thinking that, yeah, I'm going to have to screw this quite tightly, if you go hard straight away, it should negate that rounding head thing if you go too light on it. But basically, they are in. Now this middle piece can be tightened up completely now. That's one in. Do the other side. So it does look like the next 4 issues are all to do with building the engine. And obviously, if you weren't already aware, the engine in Back to the Future was actually an automatic engine. So I'm just making sure this is straight before I tie that up completely. There we go. And I believe they gave us a manual engine. So I heard rumours it is being changed, but if that was to happen, all this bit that we're doing here might have to be done completely over again. Or we just got to get on with it. But there we go. That is that piece done there. Looks a bit like that. Pretty nice. There we go. So that's steps 1 and 2 done. Step 3, we're going to be putting these onto the blocks. Now the blocks are directional as well. So I'm just getting this around the right way. Grooved and curved section. Oh, we've got to try and negate these. So we've got, once again, the pictures don't, I'm going to bring the picture up on the screen now, don't relate anything to the what the actual thing looks like. We've got one with sort of like this bit here, which is going on, oh god, they just don't tie in with the picture at all. Right, okay, so this one with the 2 dots is going to be going over to the 2 dots on the end. It's going to be going over to the end. No. If the pictures actually look like the image, it would be a lot better. Okay, so we've got this one here, which is the only one with this bit in the middle, is going to have the dots at the end. It's going to go that way round. And then so the other one is going to be, with this side there, is going to go that way round. Have a close look at that, because this is just going to be fitting on top of that. So basically you're going to have this one, which has got the thing on the outside here, is going to be outside. And the one that's got this little outcropping here is going to be in the middle facing inwards. We need to make sure that these are around the right way as well. So the fin end is going to be going, as you can see here, we've got a fin end and we've got one with a lot more here. That's going to be going in just like that. And that one's going to go in like that. Simple really, but we're going to be putting AP screws down into the 4 holes that we got 1, 2, 3 and 4. So let's get doing on that. First one's in. I can't see any reason why I shouldn't put these in quite tight, so I'll put the second one in a second. And I'm doing them up like I would do up a rocker cover for a car or something. I'm just doing it across. Oh, look at that. That one is loose. So before I do tighten that up, let's undo that. I want to make sure that that's tight. Why that one should be loose, I don't know. That's better. I'm gonna take that one out as well, because I'm not happy with that being loose like it is. The others are tight, but this one isn't. And obviously once these covers are on at the bottom, you ain't going to be able to access them again. Okay, I've had to give that quite some force, but as you can see, it's still loose. And I don't want to round the heads. And again, I'm going really slow on it, just to get it as tight as I can. Okay, that's better. Nice and tight again. So once again, I've got to lay this out exactly as we wanted it, which was basically that one round that way, that one round that way. Excellent. And the fin bits there. Try that again. As you can see, I am making cock-ups as I go along, and I'm sure you're going to get the same thing. So I make these cock-ups so you don't have to. Unlike the last video, if you saw that with the pipework here breaking off, didn't really pipework here breaking off. I didn't really appreciate that at all, and all because I used the wrong screw. But all of these screws are metal. They shouldn't be snapping like they did in the last issue, which was just crazy. Okay, we've got 2 more to put in. And the last one. Yeah, the pictures definitely don't look like the what they're meant to be on this, that's for sure. There we go. So it's nice and straight there. I'll show you this camera there as well. That's what it looks like. And that's what it looks like on one end. So we've got these 2 screw holes by the look they're going into something, and on the other end looks like that. So that's that bit done. The next bit it wants me to do is to put this on the engine here. So we've got the engine here. I'm going to put that sort of like there. And it is directional. So again, the way it goes is where we've got this whole bit here, these holes on the end are going to be pointing towards that. So this is going to be sitting in pretty much, oops, sorry, wrong way around. That way around. They'll be going into those bits there. So make sure we've got this in. That is going to go in just like that. And they're going to be secured with AP screws. Now, the screws for these are going to be going in... I'm trying to figure out where. I'm a bit confused about where we're putting screws in for these. I can't see without... Oh, I see what I've got to do. This whole bit comes off. I forgot I hadn't connected that last time. So we're going to be putting AP screws in all these sections here, and that will be step 2. Once that's done, that section is going to be complete. But bear in mind that when you are putting these screws in, be careful of this pipe, because it's only being held in by 1 screw. Remember that. So I'm going to leave that like that way around, I think, until I've started this off. And I'm putting the middle ones in first. So it looks like that. And the second one, I'm going to try and put them in with my left hand. I'm sure that looks better from the other camera, but it does do nothing for me tightening these things up, because I'm just not left-handed. Okay, that's the second one in. 4 more. And we are done. Oops. So this one seems to be a little bit fiddly because the screws are tight and small. But there's not really much that's been done to it. It's just adding some pipe work to the engine. Two more. At least on this one that they have provided the screws that you're going to need for this issue. Because it is a pain having to go back and look for all the screws you did. And obviously by the amount of people that have watched my last video with the check your screws for the DM screws, it's always good to do that because screws that are labelled the same, as I've noticed, aren't necessarily the same. Okay, I'm not going to put this back into the engine because I've got a funny feeling we've got more work to do on that, but that's pretty much what that's looking like. As I said, we've got the holes on this side here, and the other side of it looks like that there. And obviously that will fit eventually into the engine bay, just like that. But I'm not going to place it all the way there. Oh, it's just falling in itself there anyway. So that is issue 20 done. We have completed that. Bit fiddly. Okay, so that's it for issue 20, and it's looking like that. Pretty cool, as you can see. I do like it, but I said that was a lot more fiddly than it needed to be. I'm hoping you get a lot more better work of getting those tight screws in, or little tiny screws, than I did, because this video could have easily been about 8 minutes, but in the end it's 15 minutes. I am aware of it. Anyway, so issue 21 is the next issue coming, and as I said in the magazine when we looked at that at the start, they're the bits, but we are pretty much continuing with all of the engine parts. Issue 21. I am going to stagger these videos a little bit. Again, I don't want to swamp you with 4 videos straight at once, especially when I know some of you guys are building this as well. So that video will be coming soon. Take care.